Tonight we're going to be talking What's Up. Along with Chuck Davis, and I'm Lyle Stokes, and welcome to the show. Chuck, what's been going on this week? Anything?
Not a whole lot. It looks like that the Pay Lakers and the Pay Lake suppliers, commercial fishermen, they're trying to gear up for the summit. Some of them's got a little exposing Mad Catters page they started up, and they're trying to get support and gather people and get ready to go up against the lake and river sportsmen at the summit, and they're going to bring their cases and all the support they can, and try to do what they can do. The most I've seen they've done so far, they're just trying to gather dirt. They're looking on people's pages and seeing if they see anything that may make the river fisher, the tournament fisher, the catfish sportsmen look bad. Um, and I think they're just trying to get a response from the guys to get on there and lose their cool. And
Well,
I looked through the page earlier, and it seems like that everybody has been using a lot of tact and doing a really good job keeping their cool with these guys, because he's just digging and digging at them.
and he's attacked and brought the attention to some people that are outstanding in our sport, that their name should never been brought into any of that stuff, and that's the wrong way to do things. And I honestly think that he thinks he can stir the pot and upset a bunch of people and make them blow up like they have before. Some of these things, and these guys are prepared for this. They know how what mistakes they made before. They know what they can and can't do this time to get something done. And I believe that they're going to try their best to have calm, cool, collective heads on them and go in there and present themselves in a professional manner, which is what it's going to take, because you can't outdollar them guys. They've been doing this for a long time. They got all the money they need to do whatever they need to do. So you're just going to have to present your case and do it correctly, and hope that everything goes good and nobody loses control. And it's very hard to do. I'm no one to talk about that, because I get things upset me terribly sometimes, and I'm not one to hold back usually. But in this kind of a thing, that's what you have to do. And I know that a lot of them boys over there are sick and tired of not being able to catch any fish. They have to go out of state to catch any kind of decent fish at all. The guys over there are just cleaning them rivers to death. That Ohio River once was one of the greatest fisheries in our nation, is now so sorry. If it wasn't for guys like Aaron Wheatley and some of them boys that are putting on these shows over there to attract big numbers of people, they wouldn't be able to get them numbers. And anywhere from where is it, West Virginia, wherever the Ohio comes in over there, or Pennsylvania, where it's at, all the way through Indiana and Ohio and them places. Them guys have just cleaned that water, and every time a new fish travels and goes in there, as soon as it gets in the net, it's gone. And there's got to be a limit to what they can do and how much damage can be done before they stop that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's got to the point now they're spreading out and they're going other places, and they're recruiting fish from Illinois and Missouri and Kentucky and anywhere that they can get a net in the water, and they don't care nothing about the eating size fish. They're after the breeders, the ones that carry the good genes, and the older they are, the bigger they are, and they don't care if they live 30 days or 30 minutes. It doesn't make any difference as long as they get in that water and they can tell somebody and charge them for it, then that's all they're after.
Yeah, they got this page going, and I think it's probably really eating them up from not having a big fight going on already, because all the pictures he's putting up, he's like, here's a load I've got to take to a certain pay lake tomorrow. I wonder if the guys can guess where I'm taking these. And here's a load that I'm taking to a pay lake, and I'm going to be shortening their lifestyle, their lifespan drastically. And he's just doing stuff to dig at everyone. He knows everybody's going to be watching the page, and he's really wanting people to comment on it a lot, but they're just not doing it. And
Right.
that's really good that they're not. This guy really needs. I just wish that the guys had somebody to that was higher up, a Bill Dance type figure or someone that would volunteer to jump in and help with this thing, because public figures have a lot to do with these politics decisions, and that's all it's going to be. It may look like that just a certain handful of people has something to do with these regulations, but after a few phone calls and they say, well, how'd it go tonight? Well, I don't care how it went. This is how it's going to be type deal. You get the right people in there, and, they keep demanding answers, and they know the right people also that can really help out. So I just wish we could find somebody that would, jump in there and really help us and lead the way on this.
Well, and that would be awesome if we could find somebody. The issue with that is it's controversial, and most of them guys won't put their name out there and in anything that is going to cause an issue for them now or down the road. And we had one of the guys, Scott, that has the G3 Sportsman Show. He had agreed with a bunch of regulations and stuff that we had put on Truman Lake, the Missouri Department of Conservation had them on there, and he was agreeing with the old boys down at down South Missouri there at Clinton that was fighting that, and they was going, oh, that's how these guys feed their family is off them fish. Well, if you can't go out to the store and buy your family something to eat, it's a lot cheaper to go to the store or go out to eat than it is to buy gas and all the stuff it takes to go catch a mess of fish. So you might ought to just look at getting you a job. But him and I kind of got into it a little bit, and he actually contacted Ryan Casey, and Ryan says, hey, we need these regulations, and we do. The only issue is the regulations we got only pertain to Truman Lake and Lake Ozark, and they need to be statewide to keep these guys to two fish over 34 inches a day. And if that regulation is put into effect statewide, the regulation itself will take care of the issue. And that would be the same thing if they would do that on the Ohio River. It would cost them more to go out to try to get two fish over 34 inches than it'd be worth for them to do it. So therefore, they'd rely on someone else to get their fish. And really, I don't care if there's pay lakes. There's people, handicapped people and disabled people, things like that need a place they can go and catch a fish. But these guys need to be using farm-raised fish. They don't need to be getting these fish out of the rivers. These commercial guys, they're not selling those big fish anymore. They figured out where they can go to maximize how much they can get out of them. They're selling to them pay lakes. There's no reason for them to harvest at two over 34 inches. I don't care what they think they're going to do with them. And the better eating fish are the small fish anyhow. And these guys say, oh, I can fix it where you can't tell no difference. Well, you can't. I don't care what you say. Any kind of animal, livestock, wildlife, it doesn't make any difference. The smaller stuff is always, always, always better to eat. And you can polish it up and season it up and make it fit to eat, but it's not as good as the smaller fish. It's just not. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, the pay lakes, you don't even get to take the fish out. They just you catch them and you release them back in. So they're not really the farm raised catfish farms that we knew when we were growing up, that we went to and paid $2 a pound when you're leaving the gate.
Right.
And you've got 10 4-pound nice looking channel cats that you're going to go home and flay up and you're going to have for the next 3 or 4 meals. These these catfish that are going to these lakes, they're coming from as far as, some are saying they're coming out of Summit from North Alabama, the Mississippi border, Tennessee border on Pickwick. because the Mississippi's right there, and they have some boundary there, so they can get right in and out of there with no problem. Um, when the uh, the Mississippi River is starting to get hit really hard, um, there have been reports of commercial fishermen that are have these fish houses. Even in the states where they have regulations of two fish over 34 a day, if they don't have no uh, transport laws, they can get these fish and they put them in holding ponds. And if you don't get caught at the river with more than two, you're fine. All of a sudden, you've got a couple dozen fish, and you just make a trip on up and sell them to these pay lake guys, and that's how they're doing. A lot of guys are even going to these fish houses and picking them up. So um, it can just it can just get out of hand. There was a photo I'm trying to find now. There was some guys that rented a U-Haul trailer, and so I don't know anything about the laws up there. I've seen a lot of tankers that says live fish on the side. So I don't know if they have to be marked that by law or anything like that. But wherever these fish come from, I believe they were they had the large 350-gallon vats in the trailer, and they were um, they looked real discreet, like they were trying to hide something. So I really don't know exactly where they were getting them from, anything like that. But um, the each state's going to have to step up and look out for themselves, and it's going to force the other states around them to do something after a while, I believe. But Bill, like I was saying with Bill Dance really helped Tennessee, get their stuff started. He stepped up to the plate, and they hit it hard, and they got the 34-inch rule and everything going on. And then when Alabama was having theirs, having all their meetings, he was sending letters, um, and everything the guys needed to help them out down here. And it really did a lot of good to have Bill Dance involved when Alabama was getting their regulations passed. I wonder where Lyle went. Ugh. All right, let me see if I got any questions on chat. No. All right, I don't see any questions coming up. Um, the like I was saying, the exposing Mad Catter site. He's just trying to stir and stir and stir. Um, I guess he's got fake accounts because there's a few groups that have been trying to stay real discreet and not show up too bad so the guys can get on there and talk. And somehow they've got some stuff off those sites, so they got their little guys off snooping around and trying to get them information and stuff also. But the more that we just turn our noses up to them and just make themselves look bad, it's going to do a lot of good in the long run. Well, it says I'm still live, so I don't know if Loud dropped off, and so I guess I'm still doing the main recording here. I don't know too much about it. Um, we had a tournament this Saturday night, Alabama Catfish Trail in Logan Martin, and the it was very hot when we launched around 5 o'clock.